Life under the water. Submarines are boats that can travel underwater. People who work on military submarines are often underwater for months. What would it be like to spend a day on one? Boys and girls, pause the video while you write your first name, last name, and date at the bottom of your Scholastic News. A day on a submarine. As you read, think about what it would feel like to live on a submarine. Good morning. You wake up in your bunk bed. You'd better get moving right away. Someone needs your bed. Sailors on a U.S. Navy submarine work at all hours of the day. While you're sleeping, other people are working. When you get up, someone else sleeps in your bed. You walk down the hallway to get breakfast. Be careful you don't slam any doors. Making too much noise is one of the worst things you can do on a submarine. You might wake someone up. You walk into the mess to have breakfast. That's the room where sailors eat and relax. But it's not messy. Everything on a submarine is very neat and tidy. Submarine jobs. There are many different kinds of jobs on a Navy submarine. You might help steer the submarine through the water. You might work with the computers that help you figure out where to go. You might be a cook. That's one of the most important jobs on a submarine. It's hard to stay on a submarine for such a long time. It's important to have good food. Submarine fun. Now that you have some free time, there are lots of fun things to do on a submarine, but not a lot of room. You can play cards or read a book. You can exercise. If you're lucky, you can go for a swim. Sometimes the submarine comes up above the water. You can jump into the ocean. Cannonball! At night, you have a delicious dinner with the other sailors. Then it's time for bed. The good news is your bed is empty again. It's not hard to fall asleep. It's always dark on a submarine. You hope no one will make too much noise while you're sleeping. A submarine is always busy. By Blair Ransford. Time for a swim. You can jump right off the submarine. It's dark on a submarine, but the machines glow. At night, you can squeeze into your bed to read as long as no one is sleeping there. Thank you to Naval Submarine Base New London for its help on this issue. We're going to read the article, then answer the questions. Happy Veterans Day. Veterans are people who have served in the armed forces. The U.S. Armed Forces are the Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, and Space Force. We celebrate Veterans Day on November 11th. Veterans work hard. They are brave. They have to be away from their families for a long time. On Veterans Day, we thank veterans for all their hard work. This veteran hugs her daughter after a long time away. Question 1. Who are veterans? Mine says drag, yours says draw a check on the sentence that tells you who are veterans. So you're going to find out where it says who are veterans, and you're going to put a check mark next to it. Question 2. When is it Veterans Day? Mine says click. Yours says circle or underline. So find when Veterans Day is and circle or underline the sentence that tells you. Question 3. What could be another headline for this article? So a headline is like the title. This is the headline. This one is called Happy Veterans Day. What could be another headline for it? Meet the Army? Thank you, veterans, or Veterans in the Sky. Think about what this miniature article was about. And besides Happy Veterans Day, which one would fit? Meet the Army? Thank you, veterans, or Veterans in the Sky. Question 4. Which of these is not one of the U.S. Armed Forces? Air Force, Army, or airplanes? So go back into the article, look for the U.S. Armed Forces. Which one is not an armed force? The Air Force, the Army, or airplanes?
Thank you, veterans. What is a veteran? A veteran is someone who has served in the armed forces. Every U.S. veteran has served in one of the 6 branches of the armed forces: the Army, the Marine Corps, the Navy, the Air Force, the Coast Guard, and Space Force. Each branch has a different job to do. For example, the Army mostly works on land. The Air Force works in the sky. People in the Air Force fly planes and helicopters. People in the Navy, the Marines, and the Coast Guard all spend a lot of time at sea, but they can have other jobs too. For example, some people in the Navy fly jets. The branches are separate, but they often work together. They might work as a team to rescue someone who is hurt at sea. The President of the United States is in charge of all the branches. Under the Constitution, the President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. On November 11th, we celebrate Veterans Day. We honor men and women who have served in the armed forces. We honor veterans because they trained hard to do their jobs. Some are medics and help people who are hurt. Some drove tanks. And some people even went to the submarines. All of them were brave. You might know a veteran. Maybe someone in your family or in your neighborhood is a veteran. We can say thank you to veterans every day of the year. But Veterans Day is an especially great time to do it. Thank you, veterans. What is a veteran? Talk about it. See you soon.
Boys and girls, write your first name, last name, and date on the line. Word work. Answer these questions about vocabulary words from your issue of Scholastic News. Question 1. A veteran is someone who has worked in the armed forces, has never worked in the armed forces, is brave, is hardworking. A veteran is someone who, hint, you can pick more than one. Use your Scholastic News to find the word veteran and decide which one or more than one is a veteran. Question 2. The Navy is a branch of the armed forces that does most of its work at sea, on land, in the air. Look for Navy in your Scholastic News. And do they do their work at sea, on land, or in the air? Question 3. Sailors go to the blank to eat and relax. They go to the deck to eat and relax. They go to the kitchen to eat and relax. Or they go to the mess to eat and relax. Where do sailors go to eat and relax? Look in your Scholastic News. Question 4. What makes a submarine different from other boats? Hint, check the cover for a clue. Look at the cover of your Scholastic News for a clue. And I would like a full sentence. So what makes a submarine different from other boats? A submarine is different from other boats because is how I should see you start your sentence. Put everything in the finish work bin when you're done.